He reviews it. She reviews it. Only I do 411 reviews. Hey, hi. What's up, y'all? This is not a movie review. It's not a movie review. This is basically a soap opera review. I know some of y'all probably not gonna get into it, but listen, this kind of gave me some nostalgia. Like reminiscing back on when I used to be at home with my grandma on the sick days, and we used to watch In the Heat of the Night, Price is Right, and then we used to get into Young and the Restless, and Victor Newman, and Nikki Newman, and Victoria, and Nick, and but when we were really tuned in, when it was Nate and Olivia, honey, and Nate was doing his cheating thing, and then this was really when it was high, when it wasn't a lot of knowledge going on about HIV and the AIDS epidemic, but this was when they were like bringing knowledge to it. And then also, what was really hot, what was really pulling us in, honey, Malcolm, Neil, and Drusilla, honey. The Winters family, honey. Rest in peace to Christoph St. John, because, baby, Neil Winters was fine, honey. We was looking forward to it. We was like, Drusilla was the hood chick off the streets who was trying to get her businessman. She was like, baby, that's my man. Drusilla was the first one who was with my man, honey. If y'all want to give credit is due for that phrase, that would be Drusilla. That would be Drusilla Winters, baby. She got her man, honey. That's when we was pulling up to the TV. We wasn't really paying attention. Like, we was cool with Victor Newman, but baby, we was paying attention to that era when it was Malcolm, Drusilla, and Neil. And baby, we was coming after Malcolm, honey, who was Shamar Moore. He played Shamar. Baby, we was coming after you. We was coming after you. Shamar was like Cousin Fate. Baby, listen. Baby, so once I saw the advertisements for Beyond the Gates, I was kind of intrigued. I was into it because, like I said, with my grandma, there was a lineup. It was The Young and the Restless. It was As the World Turns. And then she went into, Guiding Light. She was real fond of Reba. Reba was a trip. But all credit goes to who? Stephanie and Brooke. Because, baby, listen. But we not talking about them. That's old school. Y'all would have to go look. I don't even know if they play old school stuff. But, baby, yeah, it was a time. If you didn't hang out with your grandma while you were sick, you missed out. You missed out, honey. You missed out. Anyway, so let's get into it. So, in every town, there are family names that carry weight. Like in my hometown, on my side of town, there's the Bakers, there's the McIvers, there's the Reeds, there's the Palmers. Then on another side of town in my hometown, there's the Simmons, there's the Austins, there's the Hollis. Then on another side, there's the Timmons, there's the Morans. Like it's your name carried weight. Which is why I say, hey, I will gladly mention my mama and my granddaddy, baby, because the name carried weight. And it would allow people to either be nice to you or do some little favors, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was just certain things you can and could not do when your last name was a certain name. And then it would also get back to your parents quick, fast, in a hurry. Oh, you know your mama don't play. So, in this soap opera, the Duprees are the aboves of the aboves, the elites. More like, big time Baldwin Hills, big time, what you call it? Jack and Jill? I think it's called the Jack and Jill. You know, the elite black club. It's called, the rich, high class, uppity black people. So, we're going to get into it. There's Anita, who is the wife. Y'all know her from Law and Order SVU. Y'all know her also know from like Blue Bloods. Like if you watch any of the crime shows, like y'all know her. I think she was like the attorney. No, not the attorney. She was SVU. She was the examiner, the coroner. Her, yeah. That's Anita. Then there is Vernon, who is the father. Y'all, we know him from Amen. We know him from.
No, when it comes to marrying me, Ruben has been dragging his feet.
Rev. Thelma was head over heels for Rev.
I want to say to you, Thelma, sweetheart.
But in this, he is Vernon Dupree. Then there's Nicole. Nicole, I don't pretty much really know her, no shade. But I think like she, she's gonna make her mark on this one. But she is the sister who is a doctor. Then there's Danny. Danny, I don't really know Danny either. But I think Danny gonna kind of make her mark in this one. I think, like, I'm not saying that she didn't work, because y'all know actors are always working. It's always that pivotal role that you be looking for, or that you kind of recognize to be like, oh yeah, that's who that is. Because you can go back and look at old movies or movies on Tubi, and you be like, wait a minute, hold up, that's such and such. And we don't ever call them by their real name. We always call them by their character name. Yeah. But I think Danny gonna make a mark. But in also there's Danny's husband, well, my bad, ex-husband, Bill. Y'all know Timon Kyle. Y'all know him from where I know him from, The Marriage Counselor. In The Marriage Counselor, he was Tony. Y'all correction, Ronald. His name was Ronald. I know Tony, who was the NBA basketball player who had came back to the marriage counselor. He had messed up the marriage, and then he was also handing out packages, and he was a little, active with his nose on that booger sugar. But anyway, y'all know him from that, and y'all also know him from Queen Sugar. I really didn't watch Queen Sugar, but I know it was like kind of popping for some people, so y'all know him for the people who watch Queen Sugar will know him from that. I know him from Marriage Counselor for that, so that's from my Tyler Perry crew. If you watch the Marriage Counselor play with Palmer Williams and I forgot her name, but you would know him from there. He was the basketball player, basically, like I said, who came back and was pulling in his high school sweetheart because she was the little bored in her marriage. The Marriage Counselor bored in her marriage. Her marriage was jacked up. She was trying to help other people. Yeah, it was a mess. It was a good play, though. Anyway, so as I said, the Duprees are the elites of the elites, the highest of the highs. And it started off with basically you're being introduced, but it's also, you have recognized that Bill has messed up. Basically, Bill and Danny has been together since Danny was 19, and Danny is now the ex-wife of Bill, who has now fallen in love with one of his daughter's best friend. Pull the cousin Faith. But so the young girl, she comes in, she's cool with the daughter, she's the daughter's best friend. I think the oldest daughter's best friend of Bill and Danny, and she they said she was adopted, if that's what I kind of gather. She was adopted, and so of course you were, how do you say it, pig-eyed, excited, what's the word, envious, enamored, not the words I'm looking for, but more of, y'all know how there's this, I think it's more of envy, but also a bit of fantasizing of what you feel like, or what you think the rich life is about. So basically, of course, she's poor, she was adopted, so they invited her into the family. And then, let's be real, there's a lot of us who have best friends, who have people we don't even call really best friends. We call them sister, we call them brother, that's family, because they've been there, they pulled up. And so the daughter allowed this best friend, what was her name, Haley literally was the oldest daughter best friend of Bill and Danny, and Haley is now Bill's fiance. So the daughter brought her in because it's my friend need help. I guess she was homeless. I guess, she was poor, and it was this is my best friend, so I want her to come around. And then while she came around, she was eyeing your daddy, she pulled a cousin Faith. So yeah, So even though Bill was already cheating on Danny a lot, according to the family talks, it's, like, we make excuses as women, but it's always like the one. It's always that one. And then with the fact that Haley was around you, like you saw Haley as like your daughter,
Or like the family I never had.
and now Haley is your kid's stepmama. Not yet,
What? You really are a piece of work. Back up.
but getting there. Anyway, so yeah. So Anita is more like the housewife type situation. I'm gonna get back to Danny and Bill. Yeah, Anita is more like the housewife type situation, the elite, where basically I'm a kept woman. Even though during a conversation when Vernon was talking to Danny and trying to calm her down, Anita was giving him some kind of look. So I think there's some secrets there. There's always secrets, especially when there's the perfect marriage, the perfect relationship. When people be putting that on social media. I was literally watching the Gabby Petito situation on Netflix, and one of her friends said, when you see the most happiest couple on social media, when they're promoting like the happiest, the perfect couple, they have the most darkest secrets. And that's true. Because when you try too hard to be perfect, I'm always side eyeing. Anyway, so yeah. So literally, like, she kind of gave Vernon some looks, but Vernon is the old civil rights activist, did for his community, and he kind of came up into becoming elite. So literally, like, his family again carries weight. So you see Vernon in the coffee shop. Like, we kind of introduced to Vernon. He's in the coffee shop. He's with his grandson. His grandson is in politics. And so he's, it's like you have to carry on the family name. But a lady walks up to him and she was like, oh my God, like, you're my hero. Like, you've inspired me. I've watched you walk through the civil rights movement. I watch you do so much for the community. That type feel. Vernon's level headed, but I'm pretty sure there's secrets. Because when you're big time, when your family name carries weight, baby, there's always secrets. Also, there's Nicole. Again, Nicole is the older sister. She's a doctor. She's more reserved. She's married, but again, I think there's more to the story. We haven't met Nicole's husband yet. We just met her son, who's in politics. And like, it's just, Nicole is like, she's trying to kind of pull in the reins with her baby sister, who is Danny. She's trying to pull in the reins, like, to make her, get her to calm down. Like, it's like, you doing too much. You doing too much. You doing too much.
Sorry, I'm with mom and grandmother. Good riddance to that guy.
Bracing yourself was your first mistake.
But Danny is trying to get them to understand. It's like, baby, I've been with him since I was 19, and you think I'm just gonna let this woman come in? Not woman, this young girl, because the girl was literally her daughter's best friend. Come in and take my husband.
People don't seem to understand is that Bill and I got married when I was 19.
Come in and take my life.
Right? Wrong? Indifferent? That's how it was. Bill's world that I lived in.
So you can tell, like, there's kind of sibling rivalry. There's kind of like this little beef type situation going on. But I think Nicole has secrets too. She just hasn't let it be revealed yet. Again, there's no perfect marriage. But the ones who really put out like the perfect marriage intel, baby, those are the ones who really have a lot of secrets. And it ain't really as all perfect as people put on to be. So let's get back to Danny and Bill. So Bill is the big time lawyer.
Which is why I've scheduled you within an inch of your life.
Bill is happy, excited. Let me tell you, honey. The way he was putting on and getting on with him and Haley in that scene, honey, Bill is happy and excited with his young tenderoni. He is happy and excited. He could care less about what people think about him and him moving on. And that's one thing I will say. Men will move on. Men have no problem moving on. I'm not going to say all because there are some crash outs. I ain't going to front. There are some crash outs. But men have no problem moving on. They will give you a good, you might get a good month. You might get a good 2 weeks. Sometimes you might get a good year. But men will move on. Men will move on. Men have no problem moving on. It's us who be holding on. Because it's like all these memories, all this time we put in, all this stuff. Baby, that don't even matter no more. If you're not giving a man what he feels like he desires or what he needs, he will leave. He will leave. Or he'll have both of y'all. One way or another, he'll have both of y'all. I keep telling women, men will make time for what they really want, honey. When you think, oh, he ain't going to see her, he won't ever do me like that, girl, he's still going to see her. He will make time. He will make time. You will just have those who do it secretly, and then you have people like Neo, men like Neo who do it publicly. Neo, the difference is Neo can afford it. Like y'all be drew, oh, they stupid. Neo can afford it. He's living in his truth. He got 4. He just added on another one. He has 4 wives. Neo is living in his truth, honey. Well, 4 girlfriends, because I don't think polygamy is legal here. So 4 girlfriends. And here's how that works. If they all agree, I'm pretty sure that they happy. Because the money. The money. Again, with the Duprees, money. Money talks. Danny was the prize. She was with a wealthy family, and here comes Bill. Baby, Bill is the lawyer. He's in law. I think he's a lawyer. He's in law. He's in something. But he a little snake. I can tell. He a little slick something. Because when somebody came in and asked for help, he made one call, and that was over with. But the dude was like, okay, how much do I owe you? How much do I have to pay? He was like, oh no, you just owe me a favor. Some people, you rather pay the bill. You rather pay money and not owe a favor because you don't know what they're going to ask you for. Anyway, Danny is hot. Danny is mad. Danny is livid at this point because she feel like you have made a fool out of her because Bill has sent you a wedding invitation to his... He sent you a wedding invitation to him marrying the girl that was his oldest daughter's best friend. You sent a wedding invitation to your ex-wife. She said literally the ink didn't even dry on their divorce, honey. He had proposed to old girl and they was planning their wedding. They bought a house. So the realtor was she, I think is a friend of the family, but anyway, she came in to let them know because they were sitting at the country club. Once they pull in, honey, you can tell it's giving like to my old school who watched the soap operas, Falcon Crest. Do y'all remember Falcon Crest? Falcon Crest is giving Falcon Crest. The house, the country club is giving Falcon Crest. Anyway, the realtor came, and so she was like, listen, I just want to let y'all know because the family, that's where the family meet up at. That's where they have their brunch or they have their tea. That's where they come in. That's where they talk. She's like, I just want to let y'all know, listen, they bought a house. You remember the house that was open over here around the corner? They bought the house. Danny had already gotten to the place where she had kind of calmed down because Haley had showed up today. Haley was walking around because, of course, Haley feels like now she has arrived because she's in money. She didn't come from money. She used to be poor. She was hanging with her best friend and kind of getting some kind of residuals from being hanging around the rich. But it was like I wasn't really rich. But now, since I'm marrying a lawyer, since I'm marrying Bill, baby, I'm big time. Haley doesn't see like how her betrayal has messed with the family. Haley wants to work it out, and I also feel like she was like, I know it's not gonna be where it was, but I want to work this out. And it's like, girl, are you dumb? Are you crazy? Are you stupid? First of all, and that's another thing, baby. If you the side chick, you do not want to be the main chick or the wife's friend. What is you doing? Why are you in her face? What? Huh? Like, some of y'all be looking at just like, girl, why are you in, or why are you trying to be friends with that person? That is crazy. Are you okay? Is you cool? Anyway, but she's trying to be their friend because, of course, you were already part of the family until they find out you was you was messing with the daddy. You was the daddy's lover, right? Giving daddy a whole different meaning. Anyway, anyway, so yeah, it was like Haley keeps showing up. Like, Danny is losing it. She crashing out. At this point in time, like, that everybody has made it again to the, the country club, and they're all, sitting around because word has gotten around. Most of the people again haven't responded to the RSVP for her wedding, because they're going to have the wedding at the country club that the Duprees mostly visit at. And they keep trying to tell Haley, like, girl, the Duprees run this. They run this area. Just you and Bill need to move on. And Bill is like, I'm not going anywhere. This is my new lady. Like it or not, this is happening. So Danny, of course, before she even went to the dang on country club, Danny was breaking dishes, throwing tantrums. Y'all know how we do. Like, once we get to that point where it's like we need to let this out, and you rather throw a coffee cup than throw a knife. Yeah. So, Danny was throwing tantrums. She gets to the country club, and she talking to her mama. She talking to her sister. And then Haley pulls up, and she like, girl, you better get out my face. I don't know why some females do that either. It's like, can we talk? No, we cannot. We cannot talk. Go away. Don't try me. And I never understand that either. Sometimes you can have more than a person, and they will still envy you. They will still be, and it's not what you have. It's your vibe, love. It's your vibe. Hi. It's your vibe. And what's crazy is you can't duplicate that girl's vibe. You will never be able to do that. You will never be able to duplicate that girl's vibe. So the life that you looked at and the life that you envied, you're never going to get that response. Never. Anyway. So they all sitting there chilling or whatever. So Haley leaves after she told her, well, not really leave. She told her, she did leave because she had to go look at the house that they buying. Because, he bought her a house. And yeah, I told y'all that. He bought her a house. So yeah, when then she came back and, everybody is there. And this was, at the point of time, like, the daddy had came and he had basically, kind of reeled her in and was basically speaking into her and telling her, like, this man don't deserve your energy. You don't deserve none of that. And a lot of times you can tell your friends that. You be like, girl, he don't deserve your energy. You deserve better. And I keep telling people, it don't matter whether you have a man in the house or you have a father figure. She had a daddy. He still cheated. He was still a dog. She still chose the wrong dude. Like, that doesn't matter. I don't know why y'all keep saying, why y'all keep thinking like, oh, if she had a dad in the house, she wouldn't choose badly. Keep thinking that. Keep thinking that. Keep thinking, oh, my daughter would never. Keep thinking. Keep thinking that. Keep thinking it. Anyway, so her daddy was speaking into her, telling her how beautiful she is.
Who's the best?
You are smart.
Who's the brightest?
You are kind. You are important. He was speaking into her. He's speaking life into her, getting her to smile, like, basically, like, telling her, like, move on. The same thing her mama and her sister was telling her, like, girl, move on. Stop giving this energy. The more energy you give something, the more it will grow. Sometimes you just gotta walk away. Sometimes you just gotta ignore that stuff. The biggest, and I tell a lot of people, sometimes the best thing that you can do, the biggest thing that you can do for a person is leave them completely alone, honey. Because if they repeatedly shown you, especially to my ladies, don't give a man an opportunity to tell you he don't want you twice, honey. Stop giving a man opportunity to repeatedly tell you, I don't want you. He tells you in more ways than one. By mouth and by action. You giving him energy over there crashing, oh, he gonna be with me. This my man. Or you gonna try to make his life a living hell, sweetheart. The only person you hurting is yourself. The best thing that you can do is walk away. And that's basically what her dad was telling her. It's like, girl, walk away. Walk away. But as she was getting, like, her dad had kind of got her out of that spot. And so she was like, yeah, you right. And you kind of getting her to think something different. Haley walks in and want to talk. It's like, girl, no, girl. Like, just let it be. That this is not gonna happen. But what you had previous when you was the daughter's best friend, that's not your family no more, girl. They don't like you no more. Baby Danny walked up to her. Danny was like, oh, okay, you want to play? You want to play? And there you go. So, Danny, I feel, is going to be the start of the show. Danny is now on a revenge tour. So it's kind of giving drama for the elites, secrets for the elites, but also giving you a little peek in of how the elites live. It's not different from the people who so-called middle class, so-called ghetto, so-called poor. Child, we all have problems. We all have stuff going on. It's nothing different, but I kind of want to give it a chance, and I want y'all to kind of give it a chance too. It comes on CBS, whatever that is in your local listings, and it also come on at 2 o'clock. It comes on every day, Monday through Friday. It's a new soap opera, but the reason why I'm really into it is because CBS is actually rolling out a lot of shows that has us in it. Actually, the Wayans, if I'm not mistaken, is called Papa's House. It also dropped yesterday at like 8:30, but 8:30, like, I'm on my way to work. So I didn't see it. So those who want to see it or who have seen it, dropped in the comments to let me know what y'all thought of Papa's House, because the Wayans are royalty in the African American community, honey. They put on for us. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to somehow trying to catch Papa's House. I don't know how I'm gonna do that because that only streams on Paramount Plus, and I'm not a fan of Paramount Plus. No shade, CBS, not a fan. Y'all don't have good movies. It's just not worth it to me. It's not worth the monthly subscription. But anyway, I am definitely in tune. And definitely, want to really get more into Beyond the Gates. I really think it's going to be a good series. It really has good actors. They have experience. And I really think Carla Mosley, who is Danny, is going to, really make her mark in this one. Especially with her going after Bill, who is Timon Kyle. So, yeah. I like, it's cheating, money, scandal, and us. So it seems like it's a good recipe for y'all to tune into. I love you the most because you're definitely the dopest in real life. Y'all go give it a watch and let me know what y'all think. Bye.
Welcome to Fairmont Crest.